So I'm a Finnish designer, nowadays working and living in Amsterdam. I think I'm best known from my illustration work, what I've been doing for the past 10 years. I've always liked to use a lot of colors. Maybe that's because my background is Finnish. In the winter we usually don't have that much color. And it's actually quite psychedelic sometimes, and I really love this kind of rich graphic surfaces. Yeah, the first time I came to Tilburg Textiel Museum, I actually had this idea of making this sort of exhibition already. So the exhibition is called Hypnopompic. It's all about dreams and this stage between sleep and waking up. And the one that we are making today here is the piece that is called In the Fish Trap. It's about the dream of being trapped in a fish net.
This is the designs that were on your stick.
Exactly, yeah.
And which one do you want to start?
I think we should start with the orange one, In the Fish Trap.
Okay, the first thing what I do is I'm gonna rescale the design.
So this is a design that I brought here, and now it's being converted to this software that your machine understands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The next step is what I do is put in the bindings.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that the machine knows how it's gonna be. For each color in your design, I must make a binding.
And we have different bindings for every color.
We have different.
Yeah.
Yes. The next step, I can put in the colors.
Mm-hmm. To see how it mixes.
How it mixes.
Yeah.
For example, this binding looks like this. In color, it looks like this. Then you see the mixing of the weft threads.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd really like to have quite loose bindings, so that it's kind of that it would kind of hang nicely and beautifully, not too tight. Not too tight.
The problem is a little bit this. Normally, if I put a binding in your fabric, it needs space.
Yeah.
And over here, it's a problem. There are so many things happening in a small piece. What I'm gonna do is, because it's so small, I'm gonna make of the small parts a 2-layered fabric. That means that the colors that I don't use, I will put them in between the 2 layers. And then perhaps it's working. This is the bindings and the design. I will put them together, and that means that I will write a card for the machine. So now we can make the sample.
Yeah, the first sample, and see how it goes. I actually happen to have a family member who's suffering from this kind of hypnopompic dreams, and that's a term for such dreams where you kind of you wake up and you see completely different reality. It can be like a jungle with full of monkeys, or they see spiders, or this kind of like scary insects. For them, it's completely real, and I think this textile and fabric and wool was just right way of visualizing my ideas for this exhibition.
There are 2 layers in the fabric. Look at this. These are the 2 layers. And inside is the hidden weft.
Right.
These are the details in it. What do you think about it?
I think the settings are quite right here. I think we don't lose that much as we did a couple of samples before. I kind of like this, how the binding is here, that it makes it kind of almost like 3-dimensional object here.
I think because you use so many different yarns, it's not only the structure but also the yarns and the bindings together that makes it so different.
True.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yes, that's look really good.
Very much.
I'm really happy that we actually pushed Steph also to make all these details here, because I think they look really nice here. And what is also really interesting for me is that like my kind of like two-dimensional designs, they turn into 3D with this technique, and it's really beautiful to see this as a kind of like three-dimensional object now, and I'm really happy to see that.